everything I do. Why? Is this what you meant to happen? All of them.
After all we went through.
You can't protect your family. I can control them this easily. Now become Ragnarok. Or else. Oh, you have one thing left that's precious to you? Fine. I'll take it away. Now do what I say.
Sin to bear for choosing salvation?
Please, stop.
Except she tried, and she couldn't do it because her brand's all messed up. The one they left was the one they knew. Probably could.
Give them back.
And that's you, Vanille. And the scar's off.
Salvation is born of sacrifice, miracles of misery. From shattered shards, a new crystal legend will arise. Yes. Let anger be your strength. Despair and save us all. Now, the day of wrath is come.
I know a lot of people get confused by this scene because it's like, if you want to die, why don't you just let her kill you? And as I've said, they don't have a choice but to protect Orphan. It's in their code. They have no free will, thereby they can't fully dictate their own actions. Hence why they're so jealous of humanity. And if they bring back the Maker, they're really hoping we can undo all of this. We can either take away the free will of humanity, or we can gain it for ourselves. Because you gotta remember, Felsi are essentially slaves themselves, too, to the gods.
Anger didn't drive us. We just had things worth fighting for.
Same with this, I see a lot of people like, why would they take down Orphan? Because they have no choice at this point. We refuse, we turn Seath and someone else gets this, or we succeed and find another way.
How many times must you fail?
We're kind of at an impasse. We have to do what he says and defeat Orphan one way or another. Preferably they wanted to do it without becoming Ragnarok, but...
Let me go.
That's another thing I don't think got localized as well.
Ragnarok. Deliver us that which we have too long been denied.
Because Ragnarok could do a ton more damage to the people inside, so they wanted to do it as humans.
What do you want?
Steep yourself in hatred. Let it infuse your soul with the strength it craves.
And the more we delay, too, the more people get evacuated. Because we gotta drop this bird one way or another.
Your awakening demands an offering of pain.
Vanille, run.
No! I swore I wouldn't run away anymore. I'd rather fight and lose than give up without even trying.
miracles out of misery. You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, Fang. Who'd be dumb enough to swallow that crock?
Sure. We've all had better weeks. You're alive!
But you can't be.
And this was never explained super well either. But, yes, Etro did intervene here.
Fang, I'm sorry.
They didn't really show it all that well.
We made you go it alone. Second time now, isn't it?
This last bit really could have been scripted a little better.
But where were you?
Somewhere cold and dark. Just thinking about everything that happened up until now. And then it was like...
It was like I had a glimpse of the future. Everyone was smiling and laughing. Even Sarah. Even Light.
I don't know. A new focus or something. Thinking didn't really make sense, of course. I mean, knowing you were worm bait and all, but as luck would have it, next thing I know, I feel somebody pushing me right along.
You were there too, Fang. Same side. All of us. Together to the end.
Same with like Fang and Vanille. Never really went into full detail why she would attack Vanille if Vanille's the one family she has left.
We have a new family now. We stick together. You hear me?
So it's probably just
Yes.
mental breakdown.
Promise.
Or she was gonna knock her out so that Vanille couldn't become
We
Ragnarok.
promised, didn't we?
I guess that poison finally took effect.
The symbol of the focus we all faced.
It is white
The
now.
mark of the fate we all shared. Proof of the promise we all made.
They all have sealed over ones. Maybe also another little gift from Etro, one final one.
The heroes never die.
They say Barthandalus can't
Come on.
affect you with
Got a
this
world to
anymore,
save.
but you still have a focus. A new focus,
If we have
perhaps,
the
from the
power to
goddess herself.
destroy Cocoon, then we have the power to save it. You say you want your day of wrath, do ya? Well, it's coming right up.
Yeah, they're all sealed over. Look
We
at
gave
those.
the people what they really want.
Except for Fangs and Vanille's, because they were never seen. I'd like
We
to see
can do
Fangs.
it.
Like, turn around, Fang.
I know we can.
I need to see your arm.
We made it this far.
Right.
Let's make a real miracle happen.
Lady Luck sure ain't on his side.
Yeah, perhaps they really were given a new focus. Yeah, perhaps got resealed after Ragnarok. I can't really see Vanille's, it's under her skirt. But here he is, Orphan himself.
No, we overreach you.
Is that so?
You don't believe in anything. You gave up on life before you were even born. Sat poisoning Cocoon from the inside, waiting for someone to come and destroy you.
Yeah, it's
Sure,
resealed.
You think the end of the world is salvation. All you care about is death's release. So take it. and leave the rest of us alone. We don't think like that. When we think there's no hope left, we keep looking until we find some. Maybe Cocoon is past saving, but it's our home, and we'll protect it or die trying. We live to make the impossible possible. That is our focus.
Okay, last phase. Here we go. Orphan himself. He's really more of an easy boss, though he does have Doom. So it's going to be an all-out war here. I wouldn't even really bother with Libra, just hurt him fast. You've only got so much time. And he is based off of the Ophanium from Book of Ezekiel. The wheels of the throne of God. Oof. Same with some of those other lighter fal'Cie we saw, but he's the main one. Come on, break him. We can only do damage to him once he is broken. Oh, I'm dazed. Please, RNG. Not today. It only does cursed on it. I don't have time for this. Heal me, Hope. Hope, oh my god. Everybody else is gonna have to do it. I am stuck. I cannot believe the RNG right now. I am shooken. Stop! I cannot believe my RNG luck tonight. I cannot believe I got stuck. Rebirth, he's going back into his old form. Oh yeah, let's get some of that. I cannot believe that happened. I have played this game probably 4 or 5 times now, and that has never happened. Could you not? Well, I'm Lord on thing, you freaking Let's Play curse. Anyway, you have plenty of time to beat this guy, although if you do it fast enough, and it's not going to happen until the post-game, you do get a trophy. Okay. Relentless Assault, let's go. Final stretch. Hashtag that's never happened before. That's probably happened to someone, it's just, it never has happened to me before. Of course it happens. Max damage, nice bang. Of course it happens while I'm freaking recording. Also, we're probably gonna have to mute some of the copyright in the VOD because, copyrighted music. But our crystarium has expanded. And there he goes. You got your wish. The problem being, the goddess doesn't get summoned when you die. The goddess gets summoned if we all die.
To save Cocoon, right?
Right.
So as long as we save enough people, these efforts are going to be in vain. Everything's going out. There goes... Even Phoenix was going out. It showed Phoenix there for a second. It shows that all the fal'Cie are going out too. Eden was also a power source for a lot of other stuff.
Stay together.
Kujata was for the human power sources, but for like keeping Cocoon afloat as well as a ton of other functions, that was Eden.
Fang! Vanille!
Vanille?
And since we've filled our focus, we're turning to Crystal.
Wishes can come true. But not if you just wait for miracles. Ready. Miracles are things we make for ourselves. Here and now.
Gotta get the material for this from somewhere. Behold, the true form of Ragnarok. This ascent is actually melting the bottom of the sphere. Pliable enough to come out the bottom, though. Nice catch. But wouldn't the descent have killed a lot of people? Well, the answer to that is yes. And somehow we made it down here. Never really fully explained, but... maybe it's one last gift from the goddess too, taking us off before the whole thing hit the ground.
Wake up.
And this is the part I'm gonna have to mute for the VOD. Because of copyright. I think I'm allowed to keep it up on Twitch though.
They did it. They saved the world.
No, they gave us a new one.
That's one gift I'll forgive him for not rapping.
Yeah.
This is as much as we can do. The rest is up to you.
Does this mean we completed our focus?
Cocoon's seen better days, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I'd say that qualifies as a demolition. Focus complete.
Whatever you want to believe.
It really is a miracle.
My brand! It's gone!
Yeah, Twitch might auto-mute it, but that's fine. It's still not a strike.
It's easy to lose sight of things in a world as wide as this one.
And I suppose if
But
the
if
brand
you
is from the
keep going,
goddess, it could come off.
You're sure to find what you're looking for. Sooner or later.
And with no more Fal'Cie, there's no more focuses left to fulfill. Which means everybody gets to wake up.
Sarah!
It is.
Nice!
Daddy! Snow!
Sarah!
Do Seeds turn back to normal? Nope.
They're gone, aren't they?
Hey,
I guess they meant for this to be goodbye. Then again, we've changed our fates before.
Come on.
Okay.
I missed you.
Sarah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Hey, come on, the apologies can wait. We got a wedding to plan. What? You aren't gonna allow it.
Wow.
Right?
You don't waste any time, do you?
No, I don't.
That's right. Just charge in, guns blazing.
I swear to you, I will make her happy.
I believe you. Congrats.
When prayers turn to promises, not even fate can stand in their way.
We held the light of hope in our hearts and achieved the impossible. Now we live on to greet a new dawn.
Okay, so since I probably had to mute that part, I'll have to explain in post. Well, they caught the sphere, therefore fulfilling their focus, and Cocoon is mostly saved. Mostly. A lot of people did get evacuated, hence all of the ships. But yeah, having a Dyson sphere drop out of the sky, having the outside of it burn raging hot and then get jostled like that, I hate to break it to you, but that did a lot more damage than we are willing to admit. Oh, thank you for the follow, Hazar Maveth. So, if you want a happy ending for Final Fantasy XIII, quit now. Quit now while you're ahead. But yeah, falling out of the sky like that did a lot more damage than we are willing to admit, and we get to see that in Final Fantasy XIII too. But if you want a happy ending that's wrapped up in a nice, tight little cute bow, quit now. But I will be playing the future games later on, eventually. I'm probably going to want to do 13.2 though, on PC, because I have the PS3 version, and unfortunately there is a bit of a glitch in how it loads battles that it could cause a malfunction in my PS3. It's rumored that this one can actually brick PS3s, so I might want to do the PC version, which has a lot of problems, but there are patches around them, thankfully, so hopefully I can do that. So yes, to explain the ending, I believe since we did probably get new brands from the goddess, at least everybody but Fang and Vanille, who are turned to crystal anyways, it allowed us to have our brands be gone permanently. Goddess is a bit more merciful with her branding, I guess. Most people got evacuated. I think she also warped us down as her final act of mercy, because there's no way we got out of that. Thoughts about the game overall. I do really love this game, and after my either 4th or 5th playthrough, I still do. I can't believe RNG bit me in the butt like that, though. RNG, why? I probably will have to mute simply because of the My Hands copyright. The Japanese version is copyright as well, so I can't just inject that in there. Twitch is probably gonna let me keep it up though. Almost everybody that plays this game on Twitch gets to keep the audio up, and if it mutes it, it mutes it. We'll do what we can. I do like the battle system as well. I know a lot of people thought it was too repetitive, but personally, I really enjoyed it. A lot of people also bemoaned the linearity of the game, but at the same time, I personally didn't mind it. Final Fantasy X is one of my favorite Final Fantasies, so for me, my favorites have always been linear. Could it have been less linear? Yes, and they will fix that in future entries. But personally, it didn't really bother me, because for me, the fun came from the battles more than it did from exploration. I think, too, it got harped on so much, because at the time, open world games were like the hot new thing, and after Final Fantasy XII, I'm pretty sure people expected Final Fantasy XIII to be the same way, and since it wasn't, it kind of upset a lot of people, but I kind of have to wonder how familiar those people were with Final Fantasy, because Final Fantasy drastically changes it up with every entry, for better or for worse. It's why people's recommendations are always so different from one another, is that the Final Fantasy series really can't be thought of as the same thing for every game. And so for me, this became one of my favorites, even though I've played pretty much every Final Fantasy. From the MMOs, to the very earliest of games, to the modern ones. Eventually I will get around to 13 too. Like I said, I just am not going to do it right away. If only to give myself a chance to figure out more about the PC version and whatnot too, and to give myself a break. As always, I don't usually go back to back with games, because I burn myself out, and then I'm not judging the game fairly. Unfortunately too, a lot of stuff was lost in the localization for this game, hence all of my lore dumping throughout the playthrough. There is a a paperback guide you can get. It's called Final Fantasy Ultimacia, and that will help fill in a lot of the gaps too. I'm not sure if they localized it in English though. The version I went through was entirely in Japanese. So if you can't read Japanese and it hasn't been localized, which I'm not 100% sure it has, you might be a little screwed there. Same with the Famitsu magazines I mentioned before. Famitsu magazines are entirely in Japanese, so if you're going to be decoding the text and whatnot, alas, you're gonna have to know some Japanese, or have a friend who knows some. Other than that, I don't really know much more to say about that unless anybody has questions about the lore or anything. Which I did love. I loved the lore in this game. So many people harped on that too, and said it was very inconsistent compared to other Final Fantasies, and I think it's because, for the first time really, Final Fantasy incorporated a lot more Judeo-Christian myth than they did Japanese mythology. And it threw a lot of people off, but as someone who knows quite a bit about Judeo-Christian mythology, I've taken college courses, for goodness sakes, to me, I recognized it instantly, and I loved the game so much more because of it. The same reason I love games like Xenosaga and Nier. They use a lot of these motifs as well. So I don't think it was necessarily that the mythology itself was confusing, it's just that they were expecting more of a Japanese-centric mythos instead of a Western one. Western or Middle Eastern. But for me personally, I loved it. I picked up on it right away. It's like, oh yes, I know this. I am familiar with this. I can lore dump on this. I can share all the things. I can share all the symbology, which there's a ton I probably didn't even get to. This is why I'm afraid of doing playthroughs like Nier Automata. It's like, there's just so much that I know I'm gonna breeze over some important facts. Because it's so condensed. But yes, originally this was supposed to be part of the Fabula Nova Crystallis, as it says, and the lore was supposed to continue in Final Fantasy, what was then Agito 13, and Final Fantasy Versus 13, but unfortunately that that never happened. Final Fantasy Versus 13 became Final Fantasy 15, and Agito became Type 0. Type 0 does have a lot of the lore still in it, though. Final Fantasy 15 doesn't. Because after the sales failures that were 13-2 and Lightning Returns, Square Enix just, like, did not want to touch the I can't talk anymore. It's late. The Fabula Nova Crystallis series anymore. And now the title logo makes sense. However, Nomura was a little pissed that they took out his influence in Final Fantasy XV as Versus, and as a result, he's been putting it in Kingdom Hearts 3, and I'm just finding the whole thing hilarious. So if you want more Fabula Nova Crystallis, get into Kingdom Hearts, because that's where it moved. It's still going, it just, it changed direction a little bit. So with that, that is the end of Final Fantasy XIII, though we do have missions and whatnot to do, and I will be getting to those eventually. So with that, I'm probably gonna wrap it up for this playthrough for now. So thank you for anyone who has joined. If you liked these videos, considering maybe giving a like and following my channel. And I hope to see you all in future streams. Bye-bye.